Hi rainbow coloured nasal hairs, hope you're okay. Hope you're well during this time. I want to ask you a question to start off with. Who do you go to when you really need help? King Ahaziah was the king of Israel. As you know, if you look back in the Old Testament, you'll see so many times God helped Israel. He called Abraham, he helped Joseph and severely injured himself. The king Ahaziah called for Baal-zebub, who was the god of Ekron. He sent messengers to call for him, but God spoke to Elijah. Elijah was someone who listened to God. God said to Elijah, intercept the messengers and say to them, is there no God in Israel that you should consult a false god? And he also said, because of this, because you consulted a false god, you will surely die. You won't recover. You will surely die in your bed. They told the king that they had met someone on the way who had told them that the king would not recover, that he would die on his bed because he hadn't consulted the real God. He'd consulted the false gods. The king asked, what sort of man was he? What did he look like? And the men said he had long hair and he had a leather belt round his waist. The king recognised it was Elijah. So the king sent 50 men out to Elijah, a captain and 50 men. And the captain said to Elijah, who was found at the top of a hill, and he said, come down with us as the king has commanded. Man of God, come down with us as the king has commanded. Elijah said, if I am the man of God, let fire come down from heaven and destroy you all. And that's exactly what happened. The captain and 50 men were destroyed. The king didn't learn his lesson, told another captain to go with 50 men. And they found Elijah at the top of the hill. And again, Elijah commanded the fire to come down, and the second captain and 50 men were totally destroyed. The king didn't learn his lesson. He asked the third captain to go along with 50 men, but this captain was very intelligent, very intelligent. Instead of commanding that Elijah came down, he fell down on his knees before Elijah and he said, don't destroy us as you have destroyed all the others. Please would you come with me? Elijah listened to God, and the angel of God told Elijah to go with the captain and with the 50 men. So Elijah went with the 50 men, and he went to the king and he said, this is what the Lord says, because you have not consulted him, but because you have consulted the false gods, you will die in your bed. Yet again, the goodness of God meant the king had another chance to say sorry, but he didn't. And there's a sad line in the next verse, in verse 17 of 2 Kings chapter 1, which says this, so Ahaziah died. So what do we learn about Elijah from this story? Elijah listened to God. God was merciful. And Elijah listened to God. Elijah was obedient to God. Elijah was brave. He stood up against 150 men altogether, and against the king. He told him the truth. And he trusted God. Do you think we should be more like Elijah, listening to God, obedient to God, brave, and trusting God? I pray that we will. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great day.